So, a major COVID reversal for the largest city in our nation. New York City Mayor Eric Adams dropping its vaccine mandate, but only for athletes and performers. But now this does allow Nets basketball star Kyrie Irving to play home games now finally. And the move comes 2 weeks ahead of the baseball season. So vaccinated or unvaccinated baseball players, they can play as well. So can performers if they're unvaccinated. But more than 1,400 workers, including teachers, police officers, firefighters who lost their job for not getting vaccinated, remain unemployed. In fact, one of those people fired, telling the New York Post, quote, "They don't care about little old me who pays middle-class taxes," end quote. Someone else saying the irony here is ridiculous. Joining us now to discuss this is attorney for the F&G Legal Group and a regular guest on Newsmax's Wise Guys, Louis Gelormino. Louis, good to see you. Thanks so much for coming on. I feel like you don't need much setup for this one here. Have at it.
No, first thing, hi, thanks for having us, first of all. The first thing I want to clear up, this 1,400 number that people are talking about that lost their jobs, yes, that's accurate. What isn't accurate is there's another 15,000 municipal workers that are on unpaid leave because of this and will lose their jobs in September. What's also not being reported is the tens of thousands of people in the private sector that have lost their jobs or are unpaid or are on unpaid leave because of this. So the number's not 1,400. It's over 15,000 municipal workers and tens of thousands private sector workers. It's ironic that Kyrie Irving can go play next week or this week, and the people that actually work there and serve the drinks and serve the sodas and the hot dogs, they cannot work.
New York City Mayor Eric Adams recently gave an interview about this very topic and talking about city workers, the 1,400 number, talking about city workers here. He was asked if he would revisit this, and he said no, and it's not being looked at. Your thoughts?
No, I get it. We have people that have said the same thing in his administration. He said he's not considering it. Again, there's 1,400 people that have currently lost their job, but there's another 15,000 city workers on unpaid leave that are going to lose their jobs in the next few months. I think this is a shameful decision from Mayor Adams. People had high hopes for Mayor Adams. I know I did. I still do. I urge him to reconsider this decision. We obviously are considering all avenues of legal action. I have received, I'm not exaggerating or embellishing at all, my partner Mark Fonte and I have received in the last 24 hours hundreds of calls. My phone is lighting up right now as we're speaking. There's 2 other calls coming in, and I'm sure they're about the same thing. People are really upset about this, and I can understand why.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not a good look. It really isn't. There's no matter how you cut it, you're going to allow million-dollar athletes and performers to come to play now if you're unvaccinated, but folks that are making between $40,000 and $70,000 a year and that got us through the pandemic are not allowed to work. That doesn't make sense to anyone. And you would think there would be some legal ramification for that, or a winnable legal ramification. Is there?
My partner Mark Fonte and I think this has opened the legal door for us. We intend to file legal action next week. We hope that the circuit court or the district court judges realize that this is no longer a situation that's being applied across the board. It's a situation where the mayors effectively created 2 classes of people, the rich and the not rich. And those that are rich or those that are performers get to do their jobs, while the rest of us middle-class folks have to sit out and not provide for our families and lose their jobs. So legally, we feel we have a very, very strong case, and we look forward to putting the action together. We're in the process of doing that this weekend.
I'm going to add one more fact to this. You don't have to respond to it. I'm going to ask you one more question. But Bloomberg reported last year that the Mets owner, Steve Cohen, gave Eric Adams $1.5 million to his campaign. Just food for thought. Just food for thought.
That's exactly what happened. Steinbrenner called and Steve Cohen called, and they put pressure on him. That's exactly what happened. And if anybody doesn't think that's what happened, they're out of their mind. That's exactly what happened.
You're on Wise Guys tomorrow night. You can check you out here with John Tobacco. What's in store? What do you got going on?
We discussed the hypocrisy of the left. We're discussing the Ukrainian crisis. We're discussing Jimmy Kimmel poking fun at us. Jimmy Kimmel, if you don't know, poked some fun at us on his show last night or 2 nights ago, and we respond to that.
Yeah, Kimmel plays with Newsmax a little bit here.
Yeah,
we'll see. That actually, you got a good teaser there. We'll have to watch. Louis Gelormino joining us live. Louis, good to talk to you. Thanks so much for your time. Check him out this Saturday night.
Thanks for having us.
All right, good.